Hello everybody, it's Sukasa, and welcome back to Divinity Dragon Commander. Today I'm going to edit up a hopefully fairly short video as a follow-up to my first impressions review videos that I did last week when the game first released. Now, as I didn't say in those videos, but I said it in the comments on them, I have been feeling like utter crap for the better part of 2 to 3 weeks now. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've just been feeling so down and out, and that's why I've been putting my uploads and recordings on hold. I don't want the videos to come across as me being a morose, monotone moron. So I've been meaning to get this particular video out a couple of days ago, but it's been postponed because of that. I'm finally feeling a little bit better today, so I'm going to go ahead and make this up for you, because I don't want you guys to get the wrong impression about the game. If you watched my videos last week, I don't want you guys to think that the game is brutally difficult or overly challenging, because it's not. What you saw with me getting my ass handed to me over and over was complete user error. And I guess you could call this episode Where I Went Wrong. Now, the game is challenging, that's for sure. It has clearly been designed on the higher difficulty settings to have strategy veterans in mind. I was playing it on normal. Now, if you are a veteran to strategy games, I would suggest start with normal, but if you are new to strategy games, or you play strategy games but they give you a little bit of difficulty sometimes, try putting it on easy. It will make it so you're not getting your ass handed to you so badly, and it gives you a little bit of time to learn how to play. The biggest difference being that on easy, you can either play as just the army or just the dragon. It doesn't force you to play as both at the same time to be successful. On normal and hard, you have to get the hang of using your army and your dragon at the same time. And if you just want to play through the story and just see the story, because as we know, it's a very story-driven game with a really well-written story, a lot of dialogue and cutscenes. If you just want to get that out of the game and not have to muck around with the fights, you could put it on casual. So those are your options, and I would only suggest if you are like a hardcore strategy fan, like a hardcore like Supreme Commander veteran, put it on hard. Or if you're Korean, definitely start out on hard. It should be noted that in the last week or so, they've been putting out a lot of patches for the game, a total of like 500 megabytes worth. They've increased the performance of it, they've fixed a ton of bugs, and they actually made the hard difficulty a little bit harder by making the AI act more intelligently on the strategy map. And that's only on the hardest difficulty setting, though. And this coming week, they're planning on putting out free content update for the custom campaign mode, which should be pretty interesting. So it's good to see that the developers care about the game. They're not just putting out some crap as a cash grab like EA. So it's always good to see a developer that actually cares about their game and cares about their product and is determined to make a quality product. Now, anyway, where I went wrong last time. It's not that I had the difficulty setting too hard or anything like that. It's that I was just totally making like every wrong decision I could possibly make. I don't know if you guys ever heard the phrase, cameras don't just record what's happening, they're changing what's happening simply by being there. That had a lot to do with it. I was streaming those episodes live to Twitch, and I had at any given time 10 to 15 people watching it live. So I didn't want to be sitting there strategizing and thinking and planning and reading the research tree and comparing this thing to that thing. I was just kind of going through it like, yep, that looks good. Okay, I'll probably need that. Yep, sounds good. All right, let's go. Nah, I should not have been doing that. I'll show you. So initially, where I went wrong was I did not spend my first 20 research points wisely at all. At the early stages of the game, it's pretty slow going to get more research points because it's based on how many territories you own, and you only start with the one territory. So you really have to make sure that you spend those 20 points in a wise fashion that's going to give you the most bang for your buck. Everything in here is going to be useful at some point. It's just what's going to be the most useful to you right off the bat in the first, say, 10 turns. Most of the things I researched were not that. For example, the warlocks here, they're only good against air units and ironclad ships. So, at this early stage of the game, the AI enemies are not fielding air units or ships, so that was a complete waste. Later on, once they start fielding those units, it would be excellent to pick up the Warlock. Just for the first couple of turns, not so much. Another thing that I probably should have gotten was the transport. It would have been a much wiser thing for me to get the transport instead of the Warlock. As we saw, you really need that transport to go capture those islands out there in the bottom corners of the map. When I replayed and went back to an earlier save file and tried different strategies and tried to figure out how I was going wrong, I realized that having those transports sent out to get those two territories out there, those two islands, made a ton of difference. It really boosted my credit income, my gold, and my research points incomes. And once I had both of those islands, it became so much easier to keep up with the AI's research. Another thing that I was using improperly that's still a good thing to have are these armor tanks. I was not reading stuff. All I read was medium ground unit. Woo, medium tank, hell yeah. Medium tanks are all around. They're always great. Just pick a medium tank, sure. Not so much. I thought it was just going to be moderately strong against everything. I did not read that it is weak against troopers. So it's weak against the infantry units, and that's what the bulk of the enemy fighting force is at this early stage of the game. So I was just building a bunch of these and sending them off against the infantry and like, why do I keep losing? That's why. For that playstyle, it would have been a much better thing for me to go with the Hunter, the light tank. It specializes in killing the infantry units, but it's weak against the armors. So the armor is still very good if you use it properly. You just have to use it against the enemy tanks, like the enemy hunters, and the enemy buildings. As you'll see in the gameplay clip I'm going to put in here, they work very well if you use them properly. But one thing that I did completely waste was this, the armor skill, so the armor tanks can carry the infantry units inside of it. Total waste of points. It would have been much better spent at this stage of the game going with something else. For example, this Grenadier Enhanced Explosives is an excellent skill. It is very powerful and would have been much better for me to have. So, aside from not spending those 20 research points wisely, a big problem was the fact that I did not use my dragon abilities right at all. So basically, every time you saw me use a dragon ability in those previous videos, it did me no good. I was just wasting my time, pretty much. At no point when I used the dragon ability did it do anything for me, because I was using them wrong. I didn't read the mouse overs, did not spend the time doing that at all, and I really should have. Like this, the heal here, all I read was restores 172. Alright, it's a heal, okay. So I click the hot button, and aim at my guy, and boom, it heals him. And maybe a couple of guys around him. No, not that heal skill. Actually, some of the more advanced ones, like this Aura of Restoration, work like that. But this heal that I started with doesn't work like that at all. In fact, what this does is once I click the button, for the next 10 seconds, my fireball attack is instead turned into little healing charges that I shoot at my friendly units. So what I kept doing was aiming at my guy, hitting the heal skill, and like, why is it not healing? And then I get distracted because I'm being shot, so I turn to attack the enemy, and in effect, for those 10 seconds, I'm healing the enemy. It was totally tardastic, and yeah, really did not help. So in effect, I never ever healed my guys during those videos because I kept using it wrong. So it really makes a big difference if you know what the hell your skills do and take the time to read them. So aside from these sort of drastic errors, really my biggest problems, though, I think, were on the RTS map itself and not understanding how that worked, how the whole flow of that worked. So I'm going to jump ahead and we're going to talk about that. Alright, so I have it loaded here too. I think it was the first save I had made, called like Turn 2. I went ahead, reloaded this, and I undid all of my unit movements, so I will redo them and show you guys what I should have done in the first place. By capturing this territory here, it gave me a transport ship. I should have made use of that by taking my grenadier, popping it inside of it, and having it send out to capture this island. And then unload him. Now, when I end the turn, it will capture this island. And that's going to make a big difference because it's going to add 2 to my research and 2 gold per turn. And capturing this island over here, it'll give me 3 research and 1 gold. So having both of those make a huge difference early on and being able to keep up with the AI in the research department and in the unit building. Speaking of unit building, I do have enough gold here. I need to build a, let's build another grenadier. That'll help. And I really should not have placed all my eggs in one basket. I want to move about half of my troopers back to my capital. You have to defend your capital. If you lose that, it's game over. So let's go ahead and intern here, and they will more than likely attack me in the same place that they did. Yep, just like in the earlier videos. They will be attacking me at my capital, and I will pop into the RTS mode and show you guys what I should have been doing better there. Alright, so we start off. The big thing I was not paying attention to, I guess I was kind of just getting tunnel vision. I really should have been taking my units here and sending them to these little pads. You need to look for these little pads. They are building sites. These little ones, you can build recruitment centers, or recruitment citadels rather, and the recruitment citadels are so very important. What you do with them is you build the little building, and it will increase how quickly you gain the supply population guys, as well as your total supply is increased by that. Makes a huge difference in being able to build up your forces. Build this. You guys go ahead and move over here. And yes, move over there. So that was a big mistake, not picking these recruitment citadels up. And this pad over here, I never noticed either. It is not a recruitment citadel, but instead it's a construction site where I can build a freaking battle forge or a war factory and get some units built up closer to the front line. That too made a huge difference.
The enemy can build troopers now.
Right, so I will just respond to this attack. I can't pull out my guy yet. Crap.
Is that a tree? Well, not anymore. Unit is being manufactured, Commander.
Alright, so come on.
To know your enemy, you have to kill your enemy.
Oh no, don't lose my tank.
Is that a tree?
Ah!
Well, not anymore.
No, it's gonna lose the tank. Oh well.
Battle
No biggie.
forge completed.
Now I'm gonna build up my
Construction
war
in
factory here.
progress.
God dang, let me get my frickin' dragon. Give me dragon. There we go. Alright. Take it to them. Push their shit in.
Trooper awaiting your instructions, Commander.
Alright. So, I'm going to zoom ahead here and keep building up. So, yeah, definitely look for these pads. They make all the difference. Especially the recruitment centers and being able to build battle forges and war factories closer to the front line. Huge freaking increase in your effectiveness. Not having such a large travel time. Alright, so back in a few once I built up. Alright, so I'm just going to have my troops here attack the buildings. I will deal with the smaller guys. Actually, what I want to do here is I want to nab just my tanks and them set to 1. There we go. And I will take my skill and buff up my tank guy, I think. There we go. There we go, yep. There we go. That takes out the buildings. Let's keep the momentum going on here. Need to build up some more units. Keep a steady stream of units.
Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander. Unit is being manufactured, Commander. Your unit will soon be ready.
Oh, we're out of support. Alright. Things are pretty much full on. To move up and take out these buildings. Hell yeah. So we're just really pushing in on their buildings now. It's really cool how these shaman balloons have healed the dragon as well. Just make sure this guy stays alive. Yeah, we're really crushing them. Oh crap, that was an AA turret. That's okay. Need to build some more units here. Oh yeah. We got him now. It is game over. Plate crushing. See, it is nowhere near as difficult as what you may have been led to believe. You just really got to be paying attention to the map and look for these squares where you can build the recruitment centers that make your recruitment go faster. They also increase your total support, meaning you can have total more units at once. So be on the lookout for the recruitment citadels as well as the paths that allow you to create the construction buildings like the battle forge and the war factory, so you can get your units building up closer to the front line, so there's a lot less travel time as you stream more units in. So those combined with spending your 20 points more wisely and knowing how your freaking dragon abilities work, just basically read the freaking things and plan them out a little bit better. Use the strategy a little bit better, and you will succeed a lot better than I was doing in the previous episodes. So yeah, keep an eye out for, in a couple of weeks, I will be doing a full review on the game once I play through it and sink many dozens of hours into the game. So depending on how I'm feeling, within 2 weeks or so, I'm hoping. I do want to get into doing full reviews on the games that I play. It should be fun. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy. If so, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe for more. Until next time, this is Sukasa signing out. I hope you all have a good one, and I hope I get to feeling better. Woo, medium tank, hell yeah! Medium tanks are all around. They're always great. Just pick a medium tank, sure. Why do I keep losing? It did me no good.